farm manager's keeping us in line. We got a little bit of everything going on right now. We are back at working at the 7600, but we don't need all three of us working on it. Currently, Ryan is working on changing the filters in the Bobcat. He's got the engine oil and the fuel filter changed out. He just has to bleed it out and then get hydraulic oil back, or not hydraulic, engine oil back in it. The hydraulic oil we did not change. We will be changing that next spring. Typically I only really change that once a year. It also needs some TLC. The battery posts need some attention, so he will be cleaning those up also. He went ahead, I believe he's got the oil back in the 4020, but I don't know if he has the fuel filter done yet, which no, he does not. I'm not going to really get carried away doing engine and then fuel filter oil changes, for the simple fact of there's a lot of them out there, and quite honestly they get kind of boring. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. We won't be doing the 82 or the 46 until next spring, probably closer to March. If I have a dull day or whatever, I'll actually do it sometime in the winter. I've done it as early as February before, just for something to do, because it really isn't going to hurt to change the engine oils and leave them sit. So there's that. We did pull the steer stuffer up from my place the other day. That's what's sitting on the 4020. That's actually going to end up going back outside because it does have some corn in it yet. And I really don't want to, you guys can sit up. I really don't want to unhook it in the machine shed and invite all of the rodents and the flying rodents, a free buffet. So we put it outside. It'll help keep the rats, the mice, and the birds out of here. Although the dog does like to chew on it too, so there's that. The 7600, what we've been accomplishing on it so far today, we have all of our parts up to this point. What I just did, I got 2 oil drums down in there. You can see the hydraulic oil is taking its time to drain out. We're going to let that actually go all day, because that'll be the last thing we do is actually fill it back up with hydraulic oil. I do have 2 new hydraulic filters to be replaced on it. One here, and there's one actually halfway up the frame. As far as work that has been done to this yet, other than the welding that I did on that plate, which the plate goes here and here. As you can see, the hole is pretty well bugged up, but we got to pull this other cylinder off and do the seals on it. And I'll tell you what, we'll try to get you a shot of that. We were told, you guys all know previously that this had oil leak out of it. If I was focusing on it, we're gonna get all the crud cleaned up around this and look in there. We were talking to the guys up at the dealership and told them that it was draining oil out of here, and they both looked at us like we were crazy. I guess you're not actually supposed to be getting oil out of these holes, so a little concerned about that, but I am and I'm not, so we'll see. Alright, well, I'll give you guys a little bit of an update later on today. It is currently noon, so how about I turn the camera back on later today. I'll try to get some footage of actually working on some of this stuff and probably a shot of what we actually accomplished by the end of the day. I'm thinking we'll probably have the 76 done, if not done, close to done. I do have to change the engine oil in it yet, but that probably won't be till tomorrow, because I'd like to, one project at a time, for the most part. So. Hi, it's the end of the day. It's really nice out. All things considered, it seems how it's December. But it's clear, it's calm, there's no wind. It is only like 22 to 24 degrees out today. But it's, all things considered, it's doing just fine. Now, I did a video, you guys can look forward to that tomorrow, about putting this cylinder together. I don't have any action shots of us working on the cylinder. I just trying to talk you guys through it. You guys can look forward to that one tomorrow. We do have the cylinders back on the tractor. Actually, it was a pretty well non-event. When I say non-event, I mean it was done in less than 5 minutes. It was no problem at all. To sum it up for you, what we've got done so far, we went through, we cleaned up all of the pins that went back into this. I got 4 new of these washers. Were they felt or something? I don't know if you guys can see it here. They take a lot of the they absorb a lot of the shock out of the cylinders raising and lowering. The ones that were in it were completely gone, cracked out. You can see the new seals are in. They look awfully nice. We have not run this yet. We did not put any of the hydraulic oil in it back in it yet. I'm tripping over my own words here. We have 30 gallons of brand new hydraulic oil that is going back in this tractor. I dropped the plugs out of it earlier this morning. We've got approximately 25 gallons back out of it. Granted, we did take a bunch out of it the other day. I did talk to Sloan's. There is not supposed to be a hole on his computer program that he could tell that we should have been getting oil out of that lower pin on this cylinder. We cleaned it up. Dad cleaned it up. I'm not going to take any credit for that. Dad actually cleaned it up. He looked through there and he said that it wasn't busted out. He said the bolt hadn't punctured a hole or anything in there. He says it looks like it was a manufactured hole, which it very well could be just part of the manufacturing. I mean, I'm not accusing the guy of knowing everything about every tractor that Deere has ever made. I mean, that's just unrealistic. But it looks like it was just part of the tractor. We cleaned everything up. We used about it was about a full can of brake clean. Cleaned everything up. That's why we got a lot of the paint peeled off, because brake clean will actually remove paint. There are 2 plugs that I had to pull off earlier. It is still dripping a little bit of hydraulic oil, and for those of you that have dealt with oil in general, the stuff takes a while to actually do its thing, and it seems how it's cold out. Like I just said, it was 22 degrees out. I mean, it's cold. Oil turns into syrup. I mean, that's practically what I was getting out of it earlier. Now, for those of you that are actually curious about what we do with all of our waste oil, or old oil, or bad oil, or used oil, see the barn cleaner out there? Maybe you can't. But the barn cleaner, that chain that cleans the barn out, our goals and intentions are to put some calves back in the barn, albeit I'm probably not going to have 70 in there again, but I don't know, we'll wait till January and we'll address it when January comes around. What we end up doing is with our old oil, we actually put it on that chain that runs around the barn. It allows it to move a lot easier. It keeps ice from building up on it if you keep a good dose of oil on it. So it's a way to reuse old oil, because that barn cleaner would be a nightmare to operate if we didn't put any kind of oil on that chain. Grandpa, when we were milking cows, we cleaned it every day. Grandpa pretty well used up all of our used oil. I remember by the time, well, back then it was usually April when we would change the filters and everything. We would be down to like the last jug of oil, because every time he ran it, he would put a little bit of oil on it at a low rate. So I don't know, it's maybe economical, maybe it isn't, but yeah, it's economical. I mean, it's better than dumping it in a ditch. So what you guys can look forward to with this yet, it'll be probably Tuesday, because these 2 videos I'm planning on posting Saturday, Sunday. I should have 2 videos on this for you guys to look forward to. We have to change both hydraulic filters. We have to fill up the hydraulic oil. Ryan and I will be doing that probably maybe tomorrow afternoon. I have a thing going on tomorrow morning. I won't be here right away. So yeah, really want to get this tractor back together. We do have an issue with SCV1, which is this CV, selective control valve. It runs up to here. And number 2 and number 3 both work great. We have no issues with them, which is kind of a relief because we know that our hydraulic pump is not bad and that it's really limited to here or here. It works, but it has a very slow rate even when I have the controller maxed out as far as the flow, hydraulic flow. So talking to some people, they're thinking it's probably most likely right here, and I don't know a heck of a whole lot about these hydraulic valves to do much about it. I'm confident enough that I can tear it apart. Putting it back together properly, that's a different story, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Yeah, I don't know if I'd really touch much here. I actually would maybe hose all this off, get all the dirt and crud off of it, crack all these lines, and that should, memory serves me right, they just stack on there, so I should be able to pull them apart off the end and take this one up and get it serviced, because as much work as you can do yourself and not have to pay somebody to do it, you're better off going that route. There are people out there that they pay for all the service work they get done and they can cash flow that, and that works great. That's awesome. But when you can do some of it yourself, I mean, you're silly not to, right? So that's what we do. We are hands-on for the most part. I will admit the new electronic-y stuff, like in the 8235R, there's not much we can really do when it comes to the computers, but that's a risk we accepted when we went ahead and purchased that tractor. I was just kind of talking to Dad earlier about it. I mean, the next tractor purchase we make probably won't be an R. Not for electronic issues. That is not the reason. It is simply because the 82 is kind of a knee-jerk purchase. And at the time, that was the most economical purchase to make. It made a lot of sense to go that route. But going forward with prices where they are, I got to be quite honest with you and say that our next tractor purchase, if it comes to a heavy, high horsepower, higher horsepower tractor, tillage tractor, it's looking like it'd be more likely to be a 8010, 20, or even a 30 series. Kind of had my eyes on like an 8520, 8530. Even an 84 actually wouldn't be that bad. Even those 8410s, I know the horsepower kind of sways back and forth between the series, but 8410s, I thought always did think they were actually pretty sharp. And I gotta say, if I'm gonna make a tractor purchase, it's got to be a tractor that I'm willing to operate and be comfortable to run. So Dad made that comment earlier that he would actually run the 4640, and I'm sure a lot of my viewers would actually agree that they would rather run that over that. My only problem is that I prefer running that over that. Everyone has their preference, which is great, because that way we really don't have to fight Dad for the 82. So it works. So I'm getting a little long-winded. This video is, well, fairly long, but I really don't mind, because I'm not going to post a video on Friday. And fair warning, I won't be posting a video on Monday. So it's going to be Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday before you guys can get another video from me. So starting to throttle back a little bit so I can keep videos coming at a somewhat steady rate. And Dad and Ryan, oh, they just went behind the shed, but they're out in the field running around on the gator. So that's it for now. Thanks for sitting and listening to me talk. At least it wasn't a rant. And I'll talk to you guys later. So take care, take it easy, keep in touch, stay warm.